Hi guys, I'm Ravi here. Today I have something very special and something to surprise you. Before I introduce that special thing, let me show you my collection of oscilloscope which I am using for the automotive diagnostics. I have been using several oscilloscope hardware brands including the Handtech and the Picoscope and HScope, but I always stick with the HScope software which is amazing and really user friendly and lot of analytic tools for the automotive diagnostics. Mostly in my day-to-day works, I have been using this two-channel oscilloscope hardware introduced by the Martin Loren HS502 and HS512, which is amazing even they are two-channel oscilloscope. Rarely I use this Picoscope 2000 series two-channel oscilloscope with its PC-based software. But really I stick with these two-channel HScope hardware always in my day-to-day works, and I have been using these two-channel oscilloscope for hundred of case studies to reveal what is the real causes. As automotive technicians, you guys know that these kind of two-channel oscilloscope are not enough sometimes in some case studies. We should have at least 4-channel oscilloscope. In that case, I have been using this Handtech 6074BE 4-channel oscilloscope. This Handtech 4-channel hardware is really crappy with its PC-based original software for the automotive diagnostic. But Martin Loren enabled this Handtech hardware for the HScope software, which was amazing. Even though this Handtech hardware wasn't good enough to use for the automotive diagnostics in some case studies. Okay, that's enough. We talk about other brands of oscilloscope hardware. Let me introduce that surprise for you. Please welcome HScope HS514 4-channel oscilloscope hardware. Really, we have been waiting for this piece of technology years and years. Now it has become true, but I would like to say don't be hurried to buy or ask for this oscilloscope because it is still under testing mode. I just going to introduce this demo version or prototype version with few piece of works. After testing and confirm the final production, it will be available in the market mid or end of September 2026. Please wait until then, don't be hurried to buy it. You will get the more details from Martin Loren website. I will put the link in the below description. Definitely you will find more details and the hardware specification of this tool. Please follow that website. Okay, here you can see what is the size of that 4-channel HS514 oscilloscope when we compare it to the HS512. Okay, here I will show you basic structure and some basic specification of this HS514 oscilloscope. Bandwidth is 3 MHz, resolution is 12-bit, supporting 12-bit at 5 megasampling per second, and the memory is 15 kilosamples per each channel when we are use 4 channel at once. So we got a pulse width modulation output channel with a common ground 4 input channels as shown in this picture. And it support max 80 volt input range, which is very important for the automotive diagnostics. When we compare this HS514 4-channel oscilloscope with the Handtech 6074BE 4-channel oscilloscope, I really love that it has a 12-bit resolution, which is very important for the automotive diagnostic, which I am not getting with the Handtech oscilloscope. Because always this Handtech hardware give us 8-bit vertical resolution that show us a steppy look waveform when we are testing. I know you guys don't like that kind of steppy look waveforms which we can't analyze and get a diagnostic decision by observing that kind of waveform. So our dream has come true that use HScope 4-channel hardware with its HScope software, which give us always amazing piece of work. Okay, let me show you how it look like when we connect this HS514 oscilloscope into the tablet and connect with the software. Look at this. It looks amazing with these colorful light goes to the each channels. This time Martin has given wonderful and fancy oscilloscope hardware. Pretty nice and handy oscilloscope hardware. So now we need to test it and give the feedback to the Martin for more development and get the final production. Okay, stay tuned with us. I am going to show you my first diagnosis with this HS514 oscilloscope that I used all the 4 channels. While this HS514 oscilloscope display in the background, I will tell you the story behind that I diagnosed already with this oscilloscope. it was a Ford Laser 2001, and customer complaint was surge idling and misfiring at the idle. But when pull the car, it runs fine. So I did my basic checkup, including scanning and basic checks. All the checks were okay. Finally, I got a clue that customer told he got these symptoms after timing belt job by the other garage. But that garage has told to the customer timing is confirmed. So customer need a proper diagnosis. I can do it properly using this oscilloscope. I'm going to do a test. Okay, here we go and test this Ford Laser 2001. Already I have hooked up this HS514 oscilloscope. Two channels goes to the cam sensor signal and crank sensor signal, and I have put a pressure transducer into the number 1 cylinder here. This is rotor key sensor, and I have put my second ignition waveform into the number 4 ignition coil, where share the ignition with the number 1 cylinder. Definitely we can reveal the right timing of this engine using these 4 channels and these signals. Let's go to the oscilloscope screen and set up the screen. First of all, I need to set up the sampling rate. I am in the automotive mode, and I go to the sampling rate and choose 100 kilo samplings per second. And you can see that channel 1 is secondary ignition waveform, and channel 2 is cam position sensor signal, and channel 3 is crank position signal, and number 4 is in cylinder pressure waveform. So let's go and record the waveform. Here is the 4 channels. You can see number 1 is secondary ignition, number 2 and 3 cam and crank signals, number 4 is rotor key sensor in the number 1 cylinder for in cylinder pressure waveform. Okay, let's go to the record mode and start the recording. Here we go. This is my first recording. So look at that pretty decent waveform. So we have to zoom in the waveform and analyze it more closely. Let's do it later. First of all, we record a little bit longer time base, then we can analyze it. So I separate the waveforms. You can see clearly now. Okay, let's stop the record, and then we need to save this waveform for later analysis. Okay, let's zoom in the waveform and take a look of this pressure analysis waveform here. Look at that, how decent look it has. This rotor key sensor is a perfect one, and also this 12-bit supportive oscilloscope gave us a perfect waveform for the in-cylinder pressure waveform. Otherwise, we can't get with the 4-channel. I have never seen this kind of decent waveform with the Hantech 6074BE oscilloscope. So we have all the data here to be analyzed and reveal the real cause of this Ford Laser. You can see I will separate the waveform, crank signal and the cam signal, and secondary ignition waveform with the number 1 cylinder in cylinder pressure waveform. However, I will send this waveform to the Martin for further analysis and find errors. If available, then he can develop this prototype 4-channel HS514 oscilloscope for the final production. So I love this HS514 oscilloscope, which gave me a pretty decent waveform. Okay, here's the waveform. I will show you. This purple trace is the in-cylinder pressure waveform in the number 1 cylinder, and this green trace is the cam position sensor signal, and this orange trace is the crank position sensor signal, and yellow trace is the ignition secondary ignition waveform on the number 4 ignition coil, which represent the number 1 cylinder 2. So you can see perfectly, and very good looking waveform with that HS514 oscilloscope. Look at this, how decent these waveforms are. And you can see I haven't applied any filter for any channel here. So even though you can see very nice and clean waveform. So this is a good advantage even with this prototype oscilloscope. So definitely this will be a good product. However, briefly I will show you the case here which I found with this analysis. So in this waveform, first of all I will show you the cam crank correlation here. So let me zoom in the waveform. Okay, I got the full screen here. So you can see here two towers, and here is a one tower, again here is a two tower. So this is a one camshaft rotation, while crankshaft take two rotations. So you can see here in my waveform, in this specific car I took this waveform, this cam sensor signal align close to this tower in the crankshaft position sensor signal. Also, the single tower align much more closer to this tower. Keep remember that I will show you the non good waveform for exact same engine. And so let's go to the rotokey.com. Here already I have loaded that waveform. So you can see this is the rotokey waveform. You can see here this is good timing. Engine is ZLDE 16 valve 1.4 liter, 1.5 liter. So this is good timing waveform. So just load this waveform. Okay, here's the waveform. So you can see when we compare this waveform with our waveform, this is non good. You can see this single tower aligned to this tower of the crankshaft position sensor signal, but my waveform it was aligned much more closer to this tower, and this uh, dual towers also was aligned more closely to this tower, but in this waveform it goes to much closer to this tower. So definitely in my waveform cam is out of timing, it has been retarded because it has moved to the onward to the right. So if cam move onward to the right, that means it is retarded. So here you can see in this waveform, this single tower is much more closer to this tower, not like the original waveform. And I will show you one other thing. First of all, I will show you the Rotokey waveform, which is non good. This is in cylinder pressure waveform, and this is the camshaft position sensor signal. So you can see that these two towers just align right at the end of the exhaust pressure wave in this area. But let's go into our waveform. So this is my waveform. So I will zoom out the waveform and just bring this camshaft position sensor signal and little bit scale it like this. And now you can see here in this area, just look at these two towers of the camshaft position sensor signal just align right of the beginning in the intake pool, but in original waveform which I got from the Rotokey, it aligned right at the end of exhaust push. But then you can understand our camshaft is move onward to the right, that means it is retarded. So definitely in this engine which I am diagnosing right now, it is retarded little bit. I can calculate it using rulers layout how many degrees it has been retarded, but I am not going to do that job right now because I am just making an introduction video for the HS514 4 channel oscilloscope hardware. So you can see this is how amazing and how decent waveform it has been given by the HS514 prototype oscilloscope. So I'm really happy and I'm really looking forward to buy the final product. So hope you got an idea about this HS514 oscilloscope. And I would like to remind the other guys who are already using high-end oscilloscope, that PC based oscilloscope, if they are looking for some alternative options with more reliable and more convenient and more user friendly, you can try this HScope oscilloscope hardware and the software. Please try it. It is amazing. You have more analytic tools and dynamic oscilloscope software. So it will definitely bring you a good experience. Thank you for watching. Stay subscribed with us for more videos.